Hi, this is Sarah, the Stitchin Mommy, and this is Monday, October 11th, 2021, and I'm here for my weekly cross-stitching update. I am a week late because I didn't manage to get a video made last week, but that's okay. I'm here now. I have 2 weeks worth of stuff to share, a variety of things to share, cross-stitch, diamond painting, and quilting. So let's get going. Smokey is in here with me, so we'll see how bad she's gonna be. Right now she's investigating all the things she's not supposed to have, like electrical cords. So last week was a little bit chaotic with Smokey having been fixed on Monday, and then my son had a cold that was just a little bit more intense than it should have been, just because his immune system likes to go crazy. So we had to jump through all the hoops getting him tested for COVID to be able to go back to school and all the things. He just had a cold, but the unknown and the confusion and trying to figure it all out, and it was just stressful, and I figured I don't want to film. I'm not in the right headspace. Let's just wait. So I'm back. The first few days of this past week I didn't have very much crafting time available, but I made up for it towards the end of the week. I got a little bit more time. So I do have some things to share. First off, I have mailed almost all of the giveaway winners' items. Some of them have even been received, and Belinda Curd, who with the Love wedding sampler patterns, I haven't heard from you yet. So Belinda, I'll give you one more week. Since I didn't film last week, I was going to give you, a heads up then, but I'm doing it now. So let me know your mailing address. You can email it to stitchinmommy7@gmail.com or private message me on Instagram or my Etsy shop to give me your mailing address, and I'll get these in the mail to you. And if I don't hear from Belinda before my next video next week, I'll draw another name for someone who used the keyword love in their comment from the giveaway video a few videos back. So she's also trying to eat the tripod that the camera is set up on, so all sorts of helpful. Let's see, I also have some stitching to share that's from my daughter and some fully finished objects, so let's get going on that. First, my daughter finished her little baby Yoda pattern that she had. We got this on Etsy from Made by Caitlin. It's called Baby Alien, and it was really cute. It was just the right amount of detail for her. She had fun at the end just filling in. She had done the him first and then the outline, the dark stitches of his jacket, and then kind of went in and filled it in, which was really fun for her. So we found this little frame. It's 3x4 at Michael's. I think it fits perfectly. I went ahead and, since it's Ada, I just cut it 3x4 and popped it in there like a picture. So made it nice and easy. It's got glass on it still so that it's going to be in her room. I want to make sure it stays clean, so yay! Because of that, she decided to get back out one of her other cross stitches that she hadn't finished yet, which was this little Dimensions Learn to Craft kit, and she is almost done with this one. So here's that one. She finished the purple finally. I think this purple big ball of yarn was kind of overwhelming her, and so since she had been filling in the jacket on Baby Yoda, she asked, can I just outline this and then fill it in? So that was her idea. She stitched around the edge of the ball with purple and then filled it in. And I've seen people do that on more primitive style stitching where there's large chunks of color, and it seems like you are in the headspace to count at one point, and you count, and then the rest of the time you can just fill in, and that seemed to be what was appealing to her as well. So that was her idea, and she did it, and she really had fun. She finished this orange part as well. There's like 2 or 3 stitches left in there, but she needs a new string. So once we get that finished, she can backstitch the rest of it. The white is just fabric show through, so there won't actually be any white to stitch. So yeah, she's excited to get to that. And there's another little kitty Christmas pattern that I picked up from some D-stash recently that she wants to start when this is finished. So it's kind of fun that she's taking some initiative now to stitch. my fully finished object is my irises. Quick Stitch Iris by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is artwork by Josephine Wall and charted by Michelle Saeda at Heaven and Earth Designs. I found this frame and it's got blue and tan on it, and I thought it was perfect for this because of the colors and the irises, and I knew no standard frame would fit this. So I'm using the fabric as a mat because I just wasn't sure. I didn't necessarily want to spring for a custom frame, and yeah, so I think it looks nice. So I'll be mailing this to my aunt. We were gonna meet up with my parents this weekend, and then because my son had gotten the cold and then kind of passed it to the other kids who had very mild, hardly noticeable cases, but my mom was like, I don't want to get sick because they were gonna go visit my great grandma pretty soon, so she didn't want to pass any germs on. So I'll be mailing that directly to my aunt in just a little bit, so I'm excited. Hopefully she likes it. And let's see. Oh yeah, one more administrative detail. I went in the other day to see if my Celtic, I should have brought mine, if my Celtic Ladies sampler for the Lavender and Lace Celtic Ladies was complete. The outline was, I checked to see if the outline was complete, because I know I'll put a picture in of what mine looks like, where I cropped the ladies and I'm kind of only putting a few of the border embellishments to make a collage of all 4 Celtic ladies for the seasons. Since I am doing the full Mirabilia Queens, I didn't also want to do these. They were offered to me by Belinda, the Aussie Stitcher, and I thought, why don't I just put them together, do part of them, and I'll get to enjoy some of the prettiest parts, and that'll be good. So I've had a lot of you ask for an outline, because I can't give you this pattern that I made all together because it would be copyright infringement. These patterns are still readily available from what I understand, so if you have the patterns, you can then use this that I put together that's just an outline of all the shapes and placement of everything. So I have this. I'm having trouble accessing my color conversions blog, which is where I wanted to put it. So what I'll just have you do is, if you want this, email me and I'll just email it to you. So I have text boxes up here showing which letter goes in which box, which will then tell you, as you can see, this one is winter. So then you know this lady is winter. And these embellishments near her are also the winter embellishments. So each quadrant, you'll just take the pieces from that pattern if you have it, and then you can know where to place them to be able to make something like what I'm doing. So if you would like this, let me know and I will email it to you. So there's that. Okay, so I think we can get going on stitching. I'll save the diamond painting and quilting till the end in case that doesn't interest you. So let's go on to cross stitching with travel stitching. Travel stitching has been complicated because I have too many things that I want to do for my travel stitching. I'm still plugging away on my temperature typography, so I got caught up with this yesterday. Yeah. Do you want to go out? Come be with me. So I finished September and started October. Hi, Smokey. Hi. You want to come say hi to the people? Okay. So here is where I'm at now. I was hoping maybe she would come sit, like, where is it? Right here? That'd be perfect. I don't know if she will though. She's just a little bit lower. Here is my temperature typography. This is on 28 count. I have a mystery light blue even weave, 28 count, 1/1, full crosses. As you can see, we've had some patches of cooler weather here, popping in to say, hi, it's fall. Oh wait, just kidding. It's gonna be warm again. Oh, hi, it's fall. We're having another short little warm spell here. And even this one was just low 90s. So, but then it got down into this color on the bottom was 68 was our high. So that's fun. It's getting cooler. Don't eat that. So yeah, I'm enjoying how this is coming, and hopefully we'll have some more greens and blues here in October as we get into fall. No. So my other one that I have been doing as a travel stitch, but I kind of stopped this past week, is the Cozy Cafe Club by the Frosted Pumpkin. And their newest release is apple cider. So that's the one I've been working on. I have done some since you saw it last, but I've been working on something else instead for most of my travel stitching. So here's this one, where I've gotten to since you saw it. I think I've done some. This is on 25 count vintage cloth in the color Prim by the Fat Quarter Shop, and 25 count 1/1. And so there's my start. I've got all that red I think is finished, and I'm working now on the kind of beigey color that's outlining the mug. So I love this one. I love apple cider, but I've been drawn away. Yeah. You ready to leave? She's still a little bit too frisky to be in here for long. So let's see. My new travel piece, which I do want to go back to the Frosted Pumpkins Cozy Cafe Club, but I feel like in the month of October I need to focus on this, so this is what it is. So I'm working on the Fat Quarter Shop's mystery stitch along called Autumn Beauties. Couldn't resist when this came up, and so far we are at part 1 and 2. So part 1 is just the border with this sunflower right here, and then this is part 2 with the wheelbarrow and the crow and the pumpkins. So they're coming out with each part every Friday in October. There's DMC and Classic Colorworks options. I'm using the Classic Colorworks, and I'm using their version of Oatmeal 14 count Ada, which looks a lot like Vintage Country Mocha. And it is fun, and it is nice for easy stitching, especially on the border when I couldn't diamond paint very easily during the first part of this week, but I still had more I needed to do. I pulled this out because then I figured I could work on the border and take care of Smokey. So here is where I'm at. Got thread on my needle, working on the crow. So here is my start on Autumn Beauties. So this is 14 count Ada, 2 strands of floss with the called for Classic Colorworks and called for fabric. So the border is gingham look border with 3 different colors, blue, gray, and white, bamboo, Chesapeake Bay, and Old Money, I think. And then this is, oh, what's the green? Bean sprout, maybe? So this was 2 strands of green to get this little border, and then this is like the sunflower stems, or yeah, and leaves, and then the start of a crow with black coffee, I believe. So I still have more black coffee on my needle to finish up the crow, and I did enough to turn the corner, but it takes a surprisingly long amount of time to work on that border. So it's a square, so it will be the same amount this way, you know, down. So it'll be down here, but it's nice. So I will, unless I get tired of it, I will probably keep working on this in the car this week to keep making progress on it. I did not get as much travel stitching this weekend as I had hoped, but so as I had hoped to finish the crow maybe before I came on today, but that's okay. I'll probably finish the black at least today in the valet line. So yeah, I'm not sure. I may have to get behind on the Frosted Pumpkin in order to do as much on that as I can, because I like to be able to post my progress every week. And then just get caught up on Frosted Pumpkin later. The downside to that is I really want to get back out my Advent Animals by Brooks Books, which can't happen until I'm not working on Cozy Cafe, because I was going to do Cozy Cafe Club whenever the part releases, and then when I'm done with it, I'll go back to Advent Animals or something. But it's not quite Christmas yet. So I think if I focus on Autumn Beauties here in October, then in November, no matter how far I get on Autumn Beauties, I'll probably pack it away for a little bit and focus on and bring back out my Advent Animals for the backup project from the Cozy Cafe Club. If that makes any sense. I feel like I'm confusing myself. I am feeling kind of monogamous right now, so potentially at the end of October, I may feel like using Autumn Beauties as a focus piece during the day to get it finished, but we'll have to wait and see how close I am at that point. No promises. I'm kind of doing a little bit of stitch what you want when you want right now, which feels monogamous at the moment. Looks like the sun just went behind a cloud. So here's my buttons and beads kit for Mill Hill Monday. I did not work on this past Monday. It was too chaotic, but I did work on it the Monday before, after my last video. So I have 1 week's worth of progress to show, and possibly we'll get it out today. Wow, it feels really dark all of a sudden. Must have had like a big cloud come through. All right, so here is where I got to. What did I do? I think I did another red color. So, and I think there's some reddish beads as well up in here that I could do. So if I'm feeling ambitious this afternoon, maybe I'll do some beading, because I believe that's the next symbol at the top that hasn't been done yet, is the red beads. So that'd be fun to do some beading. So we'll see. This is on the 14 count perforated paper and all the called for everything that was in the kit. And it's been fun. I have a couple ornaments that are little Mill Hills that would be fun to do. So perhaps whenever, in December maybe, regardless of if Hummingbird is done, I think I may take a break from Hummingbird and work on an ornament in December. I have a snowflake one, as well as the pretzel one I just got for my birthday. So I'll have my family vote which one they want me to do first. And the pretzel one potentially might end up like a fridge magnet, but I can ask them, do you want this to be a Christmas ornament or a fridge magnet? And if it's a Christmas ornament, that would be a vote between the pretzel or the snowflake to work on in the month of December for Mill Hill Monday. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. So hopefully I'll be able to maybe do a little bit of beading today on my Hummingbird. Then let's see, what did I do? Oh yeah, I do have some Stitchy kindness, kind of out of order here. I was surprised and delighted. I got a beautiful sparkly card by Alicia, and I'm very excited. That was very sweet. Just to say thank you for making Flosstubes, and to have, she's excited that because of the stitching community, we have people we can talk to about our craft. And I think that is great, because that's how I feel too. My mom, my sisters, some of my family dabble in cross stitch, but their main focus of their hobbies is something else, like knitting or what have you. And my mother-in-law likes to sew. So I have people in my life that are crafty, but not necessarily cross stitchers. So it's nice to meet so many of you that just get me. So that I totally agree with you. She was sneaky and went on what appears like my 1, 2, 3 stitch wish list and got me a couple things. So this is Simply Winter by The Drawn Thread, and I just got Simply Autumn for my birthday, which was really fun. So now I have Simply Winter. So now I have 2 of the 3. This is all 4 of them together. They're sold separately, but you could put them together if you'd like. I haven't decided yet. I like this together, but I also think it'd be fun to do them separately and switch them out somehow. but then I would need a place to put them, so we'll have to wait and see. If I do them, I'll have to look and see, because there's probably a little bit of specialty stitches in there, maybe. If I'm able to do it 1/1, I might make little like pincushion pillows or something and switch those out. If they need specialty stitches, they need to be a little bit bigger. I'll have to rethink it and see what I might want to do. And then she got me a couple sets of beads. These are fancy beads that are like flowers, which I believe these are for Roses of Provence, I think. So that's exciting. Thank you. So now I have some treasures to go with my Mirabilia. So that's exciting. So thank you so much. That was unexpected and a delight to open that up. Let's see, what else did I work on? When I saw you last, I worked on my hummingbird a little bit, and then my next thing was letter L fairy. And I ended up pulling this out on 2 different days because I wanted to get to a better stopping point than what I had time for that first Monday. So this is, where's the cover? Here's letter L fairy. It's by Nora Corbett. She has a little fairy for each letter. This one right here is the letter S that I did for myself. And I am doing one of these for each of my nieces for their high school graduation. I've already finished and gifted H, and I have finished E as well. And E and L will both be gifted this summer coming up here. So I'll get those framed and gifted this summer. And then I have, just keep going. I think I have 7 total, including my daughter, maybe. So she'll be the last one because she's the youngest. But here, they'll all be on 32 count water lily linen, which is the called for fabric, 2/2. And I finished filling in the L, which felt good. I did 1 length of thread that first Monday, and I'm like, I can't just leave the L empty. So I went ahead and on Wednesday, I believe, finished filling in the L. So now I have her wings are the only other big part to do, and then I have vines and some like swirls of beads and things to do. So yeah. So that'll be fun. I think this is what I'm feeling like right now, is kind of focusing on things until I get to a good stopping point. So right now, I'll show you in a little bit what my focus has been. I also want this to be a soon focus to finish this up. So, because it is a little bit frustrating to get it out and get just a little bit done. It's so close. It's not very big to be able to just finish it. I'd like to finish it before the end of the year. So, wish me luck. I also pulled out my waterfall 4 times, it looks like, last week. I didn't work on it this week because I was just too busy and too overwhelmed and only wanted to work on one thing. So I'm not sure I'll make my 21,000 stitches in 2021 goal, which started with Quick Stitch Iris, and then I was using this one to finish it up. When I started working on this, I forced myself to pull it out again, do my 100 stitches, and I really had fun. I worked on it 3 days in a row, and then for like the partial stitching in addition to my main piece, and then I got Autumn Beauties out to get that started. I had 1 more day on this, and then I just kind of, life happened, I guess. Didn't pull it out anymore. So I am enjoying it. It's just not one that's, I just feel like if I don't have a lot of time, I don't want it to be on this one. I want it to be on my other one. So I'm struggling because time is shorter right now, it feels. So I'm having to make hard decisions. So possibly at some point before the end of the year, if I feel like it, I might make this another focus piece too and just bust through it until I get to that goal of 21,000 stitches. So we'll have to wait and see. This week might be a little bit more normal, so I might feel the freedom to have a little bit more bonus stitching. I usually like to do that in the afternoon, and then if my afternoon passes with no opportunity to stitch, I only want to focus on my focus piece in the evening because otherwise I don't have time to spend enough time on the focus piece. So if I have afternoon stitching this week, I do want to get this out again and do 100 stitches every day. So we'll see. What I had been doing actually was about a length of thread. So if it was a loop start, I would do 2 threads, and if for a solid color, but if it was a blend, it would be longer string, and one strand would give me just a little over 100 stitches, and that was perfect. Okay, here this is before side by side, I guess, with last time. I don't know how much you'll be able to see, but I have done a little bit more of like the purpley colors in the clip there over on this side, because this was the tallest symbol left. So I did that like kind of through here, and maybe a little bit on this side. So not a ton, but it's something, and I do think I would like to still try to get to that goal this year, because it's like, I don't know, I feel like I could do it. So hopefully I'll be able to bring that out again this week, and I'll have a little bit more freedom to do that. So I also worked on His Name is Jesus with Desiree last week. Desiree the Addicted Stitcher here on Flosstube. This is His Name is Jesus by Joyful Expressions. It's a free pattern when you sign up for their newsletter, and I'm doing mine in 3 shades of Victorian Motto, navy, red, and gold. And I got I was working on the way, and then I did Redeemer also. So next time I believe I will start in on the big red His Name is Jesus in the middle. So that's exciting. And Desiree has just finished her big His Name is Jesus, and I think she's working on Omega now. She's headed up to do some of these that I just finished. So it's kind of fun to see the difference. Oh yeah, this is 28 count Ivory Lugana, 1/1, full crosses. And my Waterfall in Yosemite is 18 count, Antique White Ada with 2 strands, full crosses. And then, let's see, what did I do next? I started the Autumn Beauties, which you saw. Then I started, when did I do? I don't have it written down, but I am pretty sure I worked on Dragon Ride just a little bit. I don't remember what day last week, so I'll have to kind of go back in my mental spider cobwebby archives and see which day I might have worked on this, because I did put a little bit of time on it. My son took a look at it and decided he wanted more work done in the tail, because that hadn't had a lot of work done yet. So I did a little bit. I'm trying to think back. Man, 2 weeks is too long. I forget all the details. So this is Dragon Ride on 28 count MCG Textiles even weave. Most of it is 2/2, and the man is charted 1/1 in the middle. And then I worked down here on the tail. So I did some of the gold around the edge of this heart-shaped tip of his tail, and in here as well. Don't know, I don't think I did it over here. I think the string ran out when I got to this point, and I think there was some missing stitches along in here too that I did. So not a lot, but I did something. I had hoped to do a little bit more on his dragon, since September was his birthday month, but I think it had already started to get busy at that point. So I did what I could, and I'll keep plugging away at it. That's one thing that's hard for me too with feeling monogamous right now, is that I'm not working on any of my family pieces, which I usually put at least a day in on them. But I think I'd rather have fun with my stitching, and right now I'm not feeling like it. When life is busy, you just kind of want to do something easy and fun and not feel obligated. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. On Saturday the 2nd, I started a project, The Time for Myself by Soda Stitch. This was to go along with Colette, the Highway Stitcher's birthday. She's starting 5 things, I believe, every Friday in October. Since I'm working on the Autumn Beauties every Friday in October, I'm not starting them, or I'm not working on things the same day she is, but she, I think, is usually doing that project most, like, other times throughout the weekend. So I figured I'll do mine if I'm doing anything with her on Saturday and Sunday. So this one I worked on Saturday and Sunday. This past weekend, she started a chatelaine, and so I was going to pull out my chatelaine to kind of work on it at the same time. But I didn't feel like it, so I didn't get it out. But she got started on one, and I enjoyed this project I was working on. So I didn't really work on that with her, but it's okay. There's later in the month, in I think 2 more weeks, she's gonna work on it. She's starting a Carolyn Manning design, so I'm hoping by then I will pull out my purple pansy Carolyn Manning and make that a focus for a finish at that point. So it's kind of my plan. Hopefully I'll be in the mood for that at that point, and we'll have finished some of these other things that I'd like to finish first. So this is my starting point on Time for Myself. I'm doing this on 32 count Whisper Belfast linen 2/2, and I started in the middle, and I worked up her shirt, and then I did 2 different colors of skin to start working on her face. So sweet. Her scale is a little bit larger than a Mirabilia, but it was still fun to start on her face and be able to have that there when I do the rest of it. So I'll finish her face, then go onto her hair, and then her hair touches the border, I think, because at that point I can maybe go up and do the top of the border. So yeah, I thought that was a nice start. So I did that for a little bit, Saturday and Sunday, the 2nd and 3rd of October. Got a nice little start. I haven't seen her start on this, so I'll have to go look and see if she posted that anywhere. I saw her 1 day start on her chatelaine, but she's been traveling and busy and stuff, so I don't know if she managed to post that or not, so I'll have to go look. And then I worked on my diamond painting for a little while because I wanted to do this while Smokey was gone at the vet on Monday, and then I figured she'll just be tired and sleeping when she gets back for a day or 2. They were like, oh, she was being really good and she doesn't need a cone, so she can lick her area, just not bite at it. So of course when we get her home, she's starting to be bad. So I was like watching her like a hawk, being a caregiver and a prison warden instead of diamond painting. So anyways, took me 3 days to get this little strip done. I chose a 10 blocks down across the whole width, 1 more little chunk, and this is where I got to. This is like a palm tree nighttime ocean scene that I bought this on Amazon for my mom, and it wasn't her cup of tea, but I do want to finish it and then give it back to her so she can at least enjoy the picture. So you can see some, I'll put it down here. You can see some clouds beginning there on the horizon, and more of the palm trees. So that's fun. They are pretty colors to work on, and I had fun. I would like to pull it out more often, but I don't know. I don't know when. I have too much cross stitching I want to do. And then once I finally had that finished, the piece that had been calling to me the most was Colors of the Seasons 2 by this Italian designer. You can find this on 123 Stitch, and I thought it's super cute. And I started this a couple weeks ago, and started with the month of autumn, season autumn, and I just really enjoyed it, and it's been calling to me. It feels not very big, and I wanted to finish it. So it's not finished, but it has a good amount of progress. So I want to share that with you. And I'm going to keep working on this until this portion is done, this quadrant. Potentially, I will focus on this exclusively every season for a couple weeks until I get that season done, because it's just so pretty. So here is where I got to. I don't want it to fade the fabric on the autumn quadrant of Colors of the Seasons 2. Yay! Isn't she so cute? So this is on 27 count Linda in Vintage Country Mocha, 2/2. And I've just been having a lot of fun. All the called for DMC flosses. I have all the whites and grays finished. I've been color completing, so there's some over here in the, there's a wheelbarrow right here. Her hand will be here, and then the handle in the wheelbarrow with the wheel in the front. She's got some shoes, and so the white and grays are done, and then I started working on the oranges, and I have the two darkest oranges done, and the medium orange is almost done. There's still some more medium orange in the pumpkin, and then there's 2 lighter shades of orange. There's a few more leaves in the sky. There's some green on the top of the pumpkin as well as in her apron, and there's a little bit of back stitching around the apron as well. So yeah, I just love that. It's a joy to stitch, and it's simple, but it's not monotonous. There's enough going on that it is not boring, but it's still soothing, and I've just been really enjoying it. So I figured let's just hold on to that, and it's something easy to pick up and enjoy regardless of the amount of time I have. I can either have a little bit of time or a lot of time, and I'll enjoy it. So that's been fun. Let's see. So I think that's oh yeah, my quilt. But I think as far as cross stitching, that's everything that I've worked on in the past 2 weeks. So going forward, I'll continue to focus on my autumn beauties for travel stitching and my Colors of the Seasons for my focus piece. And if I have afternoon stitching, I'll do my Mill Hill Monday and Waterfall in Yosemite. So I'll have to wait and see. Once the autumn quadrant is finished on Colors of the Seasons, I have a few other things that I would like to focus on and have a list. I don't think I'll get to any of that this week because there's enough left of Colors of the Seasons that I don't think I'll be able to. If I finish it this week, it'll be like just barely finished. It won't be lots of extra time, but miracle of miracles, I could work on something else. Let's see, this weekend, I think, yeah, this weekend is in Full Coverage Fanatics, a weekend event for work on your favorite whip and of full coverage pieces. And I don't know. I have so many full coverage pieces. So potentially, if I can finish Colors of the Seasons and feel like I'm at a nice stopping point, I might pull out Cat Alphabet for that weekend and do a little bit more on it to feel like it's a proper start, because if you remember a couple videos ago, I had done literally like half a length of thread, 65 stitches maybe, and that's not a proper start. So I might pull this back out and give it a proper start this weekend, but it all depends on how I'm feeling, since I'm kind of in the mood to be monogamous at the moment. So with my quilting, I'm working on the little mini quilt that Fat Quarter Shop is doing. It says "So Happy," and there's also a cross stitch pattern that goes along with this, but I wanted to do the quilt. It'd been a long time since I've quilted, and I've had a blast. It's been so much fun. So now you saw this top strip with the star and the "so" put together, I believe, and last week I did Hap. Yesterday I did P exclamation point, and put this all together. So I have this whole chunk done now. This coming week I'll work on the sewing machine, and then the following week I'll do all the borders, and the front will be done. So that'll be exciting. I am utilizing the spelling bee book they have, which is by Lori Holt. And it's got the directions for all the letters as well as the sewing machine. Is that on the front? Yes, right here. So this arrangement is free on their website, on their blog, I think, possibly. But the directions for some of the elements are in this book. So you'll have to have both if you want to do it. So here is my quilt top so far. Yay! It's so fun! I've just been enjoying this so much. So this is the word sew, and then here is happy. Exclamation point. And it's all sewn together. Really fun. It's very big. I'm used to being at the angle for cross stitching. So this H has some stitching words in it, and the A has a little cross stitch, the fabric for these. And a fuzz. The P has some cross stitch flowers. Those are just flowers on those ones. This one has scissors, and this one has little cross stitch and needle things on it. Surprised at all the fuzzes that get on this. So yeah, some of the elements, some of the fabrics have stitching things in them, which I thought was appropriate for the theme. And then the some of the larger, the large border around the outside, as well as the backing, will be more obviously sewing related fabrics, so those will be fun too. So I think that's everything. I think that's all I have time for as well, so it's a good thing. I will head off now and wish you a wonderful week. Pray that you have a nice time stitching or crafting or whatever you're interested in right now. And yeah, just enjoy whatever you're doing, and feel free to make changes if it doesn't work for you. And with that, happy stitching. Bye.